Creating smile and her unnatural positivity. She always sings along to the radio, and we've nicknamed her Sunshine. It is my pleasure to introduce Taylor Kirby with her session theme entitled Moving Circles.
But we can relate to them though, except we don't call them circles. We call them labels. I've been labeled, and so have you. Now, our labels might not have been creeps or guys with cars, but we have all been labeled at some point in our lives. Here's an important question. Is it a bad thing to be labeled? My answer is no. I don't think it's a bad thing to be labeled. The problem lies in us being only stuck to one label, instead of being every label that we can be. Like Kyle, we must move through the circles and embrace every part of who we are. Now, going to a smaller K-8 school meant that you grew up with the same students year after year. When I transferred schools in 3rd grade, I was excited and scared at the same time. One thing you guys should know about me, I was about as tomboy as they come. I hated brushing my hair, jeans over a dress any day, and you can bet I would choose to play in the dirt over a nice game of jump rope any day. To school, I would come in my boots, ponytail, and t-shirt every day. All of this adding up with my obsession with horses, you can rightly assume my label, the crazy horse girl. Everyone saw me as a farm girl, and they were right. I embraced that label because that's who I was, and I was proud of it. What I'm not proud of is letting that one label rule my life for 5 years. See, there was more to me. I was unable to break out of my shell. I was unable to show them that there were other sides to me that I couldn't let shine. There was cheerleading, softball, music, academics, and so much more. Most people don't know that I played softball longer than I did barrel racing, and I did cheerleading for just as long. See, it wasn't until high school that I allowed myself to be more of who I really was. But even then, I was still labeled the ag girl. So, I did something about it. Now it's time for everyone in here to do something about it. A great way to diversify ourselves is to get involved with different clubs and activities. Find ones that encompass your interests. And don't be afraid to get involved with more than one, even if they are completely different from one another. It can be scary at first. You're scared you won't fit in. People will judge you or treat you differently. And sometimes you wonder if it's worth the risk. Well, it is worth the risk, because the outcome could be something like this.
What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Stand a little taller. Doesn't mean I'm lonely when I'm alone. What doesn't kill you makes me brighter. Footsteps in the light. Doesn't mean I'm older. Touching on. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger, stronger. Just to be myself and I. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Stand a little
Another one of my proud labels is being a gleek. See, I love this show, and I believe in the message that it shares. Don't be afraid to try something new. Step out of your comfort zone. Do something you love, even if it's not what people expect from you. Now, we may not all be the next big star, but all of us have a passion for something. Having a passion for agriculture has brought us all here today, but there's more to us. Some of us are talented artists, inspiring musicians, and phenomenal athletes, and so much more. Let those talents shine. And don't feel limited to just school clubs. There are so many organizations that we can get involved with outside of school and the workplace. We can volunteer our time to help out those in need. Join an intramural sports team. Maybe even get involved with our church. Doesn't matter. Do what makes you happy. Find something that you love to do. Take a risk, because the outcome just may surprise you.
I love them. I love everyone in Glee Club. And I get to spend another year with everyone I love, so I'm good.
See, these clubs aren't just something to do with our time. They give us the opportunity to meet people and to make new friends. For me, and I know a lot of other people, this is how I feel about the FFA. The FFA just wasn't a club that got me out of class. It created a small family. We have that in the FFA, and we can have that in everything that we have a passion for. We will build relationships with people we would have never even thought of. The more diverse our friends are, the more diverse we are. We will build relationships with numerous people. One person I've had the honor of making a friendship with is Mr. Richard Morrison. Through his life, he held numerous labels. Growing up, he held the label of being a farmer, working on his family's ranch. He then moved through the FFA program, both serving as a state and national officer. While he held these leadership labels, there was so much more. He then served as a U.S. fighter pilot for the Navy. He was using the same leadership skills as before, but now he was using them to fill a new label. As we go through his life, we see that he became a lawyer with his studies in water and environmental law. Another label he filled was being a reverend. He was a priest at the Church of Epiphany in Tempe, Arizona. Now, he helps look over the family's farm, Morrison Brothers Windmill Ranch, which is a beef operation in Yavapai and Coconino County. As you can tell, he's held numerous labels in his lifetime. But I only mentioned a few. If I were to mention a few more, it would be educator, friend, father, husband, mentor, and the list goes on and on and on. The remarkable thing is, he embraced every single one of them. He allowed them to build upon one another. That way he could grow and learn from his experiences. One thing he told me was that by embracing all his labels, the leadership and the opportunity to meet new people were just a few of the benefits. See, when we get involved, the opportunity to meet new people, just one of the perks. We got traveling, scholarships, service projects. How many of you guys like to travel? Right? I know I love going to new places. And most of the places I've been to are because of the different organizations I was involved with. And not only will you have the chance to explore the world, you can give back to your community. Gandhi once said, the best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in service of others. See, when our goal is to help out someone in need and impact their life, we are the ones who end up getting impacted. When we go out to serve others, we will learn more about who we really are. Service projects create a new environment for us to interact with people, and it creates a unique setting for us to bond. I remember when I attended the Washington Leadership Conference. We had a day of service, and my group's project was to work in a battered women's shelter. There, we did their laundry, cleaned the floors, windows, rooms, whatever they needed us to do, we did. As the cleaning wound down, we actually had a chance to sit and talk with these women. We listened to their stories, their experiences. They wanted to share with us everything they knew. From that moment on, their stories impacted my life more than any of the cleaning I ever did to impact theirs. Because of them, I now have a new way of looking at the world and the relationships I have with other people. See, it is so important for us to go out and embrace every label that we are. We must move through the circles. That way we can grow and learn from our personal experiences and become everything that we can be. I think it's about time to check back and see how Kyle ended up. Pretty well for Kyle, and I wanted to work out for you too. I challenge everyone here. Don't just be a label, but be every label that you can possibly be. That way, at the end of the day, it creates the most unique label there ever will be. You.
Positive light on our officer team. You've impacted anyone and everyone you've got to meet throughout the year. I'm so happy that I can call you not only a fellow state officer, but a friend. It's my privilege to present to you your retiring plaque.